Hey everybody. So I told you in the sermon on Sunday that I'd be back online this week to offer some tips, some suggestions, resources for parents for how you can help your kids engage with Scripture with you at home while all of this is going on. So here's a few ideas that I had. Take what works, jettison the rest. But my first suggestion is when you want to pick some scripture to engage with your kids over, stick with classic Bible stories. Not because kids can't handle other stuff or because we want to treat them like children or something like that. It's because those stories, so many of them are a lot deeper than you remember from your Sunday school lessons as a kid, okay? There is a lot to find there, and your kids are going to find it. They're going to dig in. They know how to read stories. They know what to do with them, and they're going to take away a lot, and they're going to have insights there. Now, my second suggestion is don't necessarily try to give them a moral of the story. Slow and steady wins the race or whatever. Just let them dig in. Let them draw things out of the story for themselves. That's going to make a lot more sense to them. It's going to connect a lot more with them if it's something that they found and they came up with. The third thing is don't necessarily try to tell them a lot either. This is why he says this is what's going on here. Instead, ask them what they think, right? Get them to do the talking. Your kids will, believe me. I do Bible studies with them all the time, and they have a lot to say. They have a lot of ideas, and they have a lot of questions. And that's the real trick, is to help them find the questions that they want answered out of these stories. If you read the first 3 chapters of Genesis with them, where the world's created and Adam and Eve are made and the fall in the Garden of Eden, they have so many questions about these things. They're asking them all the time on Wednesday nights, okay? Or let's talk about the book of Jonah. Jonah's a great story to dig into. It's 4 chapters. If you want to look at Jonah with your kids, here are some questions you can try. When you're in chapter 1, ask them, why do you think Jonah ran away? Scripture doesn't tell you yet why he did that. Ask them about the sailors who throw Jonah overboard. What do you think about them? Why'd they do that? Are they nice people? Do you like them more than Jonah? In chapter 2, ask them, if you're stuck inside a big fish, what would you pray? Or what do you think Jonah's going to do now that God got him back on dry land out of the fish? Chapter 3, what did you think of Jonah's sermon? It's only like a sentence long, Why does everyone respond like they do? Who was better at listening to God, Jonah or the people in Nineveh? Chapter 4, you can talk about what's the deal with all these animals. There's fish and there's cows and there's worms. They're just all over the place in the story. What's that all about? What's it trying to tell us? Why does Jonah say that he ran? Because that comes out in chapter 4. What is he talking about there? What was God trying to teach Jonah with the plant and the worm in that whole episode? Ask them a few questions, not to look for a specific answer, but just to get them thinking about the story and engaging it and digging into it a little more. I'm also going to post some video resources, not for the kids, but for you, parents. It's ways that you can learn more about, say, Jonah or Genesis or the story of the resurrection, Luke 24. Easter's not that far away. Some videos that can help you learn. And maybe give you some new insight into these stories that you've never had before. And you might take away something from them to talk with your kids about too. I don't know. I'm going to post that below this video in the comments. Now, maybe you have older kids, youth-age kids, and they're not going to want to sit down with mom and dad and have, Bible story reading time. I get that. Some other suggestions for youth-age kids, okay? They are stuck at home. They're probably looking for things to do. They're probably getting bored. Challenge them to read these same chapters, okay? And when you see them at dinner time, just ask them, what'd you think? Wasn't this part weird? Or was there anything surprising to you or kind of interesting? Just, a little question to try to pry something out of them, right? And those videos that I'm sharing with you, those are great for youth. Right? Too much for the younger kids probably, but the youth, they'll be able to engage that stuff and learn something from it and maybe have some questions about that. And youth watch videos, right? I'm also going to share another document with you in the comments. It's a resource from Fuller Seminary. They train a lot of people for youth ministry at Fuller. And it's called Engaging the Bible Together as a Family. And here there are a lot of bullet points with really practical steps you can take to kind of prepare your household and also to try to execute these conversations about Scripture with your kids. I hope that's useful to you. I hope any of this has been useful. And if I can do anything to help you or answer any questions or get any more resources for you, let me know. That's why I'm here. You can text me, email me, comment with questions or ideas, whatever you got. I'd love to hear from you. Okay, that's all for now, y'all, but I will catch y'all later.